I think, are getting live. Let me pull a couple things up. Make sure I am live. Had one of those couldn't go back to sleep streams, so make sure that's where we're at right now. Let's see. Yay. Perfect. We seem to be live everywhere. So the most recent update came out. A few things had happened. The deep space encounters were updated. I tested those out on the first day. I did. I did all 30. That it requires to max out. That is not something I'm ever going to do again. I was testing on. I forget what I was testing. It was something in my fleet. Somebody mentioned something, and I was suddenly like, "Huh, is that true?" And so I went through and tested it. Let me see if I can find. Oh, they were talking about how they were talking about how the endeavors, your normal daily endeavors, actually counted towards the cap, which was not how anything was ever explained when it was actually presented. And so, let me see if I can pull this over real quick. So, I did the check. I went through, basically checked everything that you would actually, like every time I got Endeavor experience, I checked how much I actually got, compared it to the character. I was playing on a Klingon recruit, and so, yeah, all four endeavors, with the 10%, got them, and then did the daily and got that experience, and then I went through and I kept on trying to see like how much I would get, and of course I end up getting 30 of them, and so that was with the universal and all those, and this is just on one character, because this right here, which is the daily, you can actually do that per character. So if you were going to go through do 30 of them, you can do it on 10 characters and get all 30, and then get this times 10. But for one character, this is how much Endeavor points I got. I did like one thing though. Let me open link. So this is what it looks like when you actually get the Endeavoring experience points. And this is when you actually meet the cap. it actually tells you that you didn't receive the full Endeavor experience points, which I actually appreciated because um, otherwise it would have been quite annoying. But yeah, so I did do that on day one. That is definitely not something I will ever do again. Do all 30. I have way too many accounts for me to concentrate on one account. That's why, like, right now, I haven't done endeavors. I actually have a hard time doing stuff that requires repeated actions. So stuff like endeavors and um, like admiralties and um, duty officer stuff. I have a hard time doing those because they become boring to me, basically. And, just being 100% honest. Uh, yeah, and I played this game for a lot of reasons, but doing this type of stuff is not why I play the game. Now, some people may love it, and there's a thing for you. Um, but anytime I do something, I kind of have to have a goal designed on what that is, and then I can get invested enough to actually complete it. But yeah, so uh, that's those with those. And here's the thing: is that the deep space encounters I think are great because they added something into the game which people wanted, a way to jump through your endeavors. Um, and this is great. Uh, and it's one of those things is that if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. If you do want to do it, then it's available to you. Um, Somebody did the math. Um, like, I think you can have like 60 characters. Let me see real quick. Let me pull up a calculator. So let me actually verify that. StowWiki to the rescue. StowWiki. Character slots. Update 17. You may purchase 44. So 61 characters. 62 if you got the free character slot here recently. So let's say, you have 62 characters. And you go through why anybody would do this. This sounds ridiculous. This is like a full-time job if you're doing this, but 62 characters times and this is for the lifetime. It'd be 55 if you don't have a lifetime, but 62 times 2,750 divided by 2,000. So if you literally got 62 characters, went through and did the weekly every single day, or did the daily every single day on all 62 characters, you can get 8.5 per day. So it's like I'm kind of curious. I wasn't expecting myself to talk about this, so I didn't look this stuff up beforehand. So the current cap is 2050 divided by 8.525. 8.525, because this matters when you're doing that large of numbers. So 150 days, 47 days would take you to max out. Now, if you're doing that, I'm pretty sure you would lose your sanity by the end of that. But it's possible. For those who want to grind it through, they've given you an option to. The only thing is that it would cost the character slots to do that. But I mean, even if you did 10 characters, if you did the daily max per day on 10 characters, so you did the daily switch, did dailies, switch, did daily, switch, did dailies. So that's 275, and then oh, I guess that math didn't include. So yeah, now we have to do more math. Do I have my spreadsheet still? Did I delete it? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we will remove this just for reasons. So, doing the endeavors, and I removed the universal because that's every 2 to 3 days, but you'd get so 5 3 0 3 5 divided by 2,000. So that alone is 2.65. 65175. Because when you're doing that many, and so divided by this, so that, I mean, that's a little over a year if you literally did it every single day. I mean, I don't think I have the mental, like, I wouldn't be able to do that, but people spend their time in different ways. Like I said, I've seen people who I will go ahead and save that since I already have the math on there. But yeah, it's an option. So yeah, going back to my original thought is that it's a good idea. It's a good thing because it gives people who want to spend the time, who are looking for a way to grind through it. And that's not even counting the, like, so they had to remove the featured quadrants. They had to remove it actually quickly, because it was causing problems. And so if if there's like bonus EXP for featured quadrants, that makes it even easier. Just a second. So yeah, it's good. It's good for the game for people who are coming in who either have not played it for a long time, like I did a few years ago, where I had played when the game first came out and didn't play for a few years. So it allows them to have a way to jump in. It's just you just have to spend the time in order to do that. It's basically what it comes down to. And there are people out there who will do it. And also a side note for the update. Apparently, this ship is really good. It's a very pretty ship. I'm not going to buy it out, but I will fly it. It's a great free-to-play ship. If you are looking for a reason to start playing, and we are only 7 days in, so we've only had one weekend, so you have plenty of time to actually play through, because we have 30 days on it, 23 days, so you just need to play for 20 days in order to get it, or at least as many days as possible if you're able to afford the buyout. But apparently it's a pretty good ship, according to the meta people. Yeah. Those are. I don't think there's been any news. Let me check the news real quick. News. Oh, that's not the type of news I wanted to look up. That would have put me into a depression. Anything exciting in the Stoke news? The Carry On My Dreadful bundle looks like it's heading to console. There's an R&D going on. Admiralty weekends. Actually, no, that was for console. There was this week when we had for does it come up here? Yeah, we had an R&D bonus this weekend, which ends today. Yeah, today at 3. Which was nice. I had a couple characters where getting a weekend of R&D was a nice little jump on them. As I was going through their R&D leveling up. So that a little bit late now to get it, because even if you started an RD right now, it wouldn't finish for 20 hours, which means the event would already be over. You would have had to start it yesterday. But that's everything there. Let's go ahead and get into this mission, because I kind of want to get it done before this refreshes. And I have actually played this mission. Everything that's said about it being pretty wordy is true. But it's still good. Go to episodes, Ultimate Klingon, and we will hail.
It's a pleasure to be acquainted. I'm Vakal Shan, captain of the USS Belfast. Admiral Quinn has recommended we team up for a high-priority mission, and truth be told, I'd welcome the support. We've been tasked with overseeing a diplomatic meeting between the Federation and the Klingon Empire. President Okeg has managed to arrange ceasefire negotiations on Khitomer, but the situation is delicate. The war with the Klingons has been ongoing for half a decade, and things have only escalated after the Undine infiltration. Still, this could be our one small chance to turn things around. Our job? Protect the President's delegation on board Starfleet 1 and safely escort them. I'll be waiting for you in the Khitomer system. Captain Cogran, a capable warrior and our Imperial liaison, will be meeting us there.
So this is a, I'm gonna call it a reimagining of some really old episodes.
By combining our strengths, we're sure to boldly go where no one has gone
That's
before.
why Sean is on the Belfast again. So I had to, after I played the episode. I think I played it last week. I played it on a different character, on another account, because I wanted to get past people talking about it and spoilers and stuff like that. I did want to stream it, but I wanted to get past that. And I know it's intended to be nostalgic. That was it's like what it's going for. For me though, a lot of it was because they changed locations. And look, when it comes to nostalgia stuff for me, it's generally the locations that really like spark the little spark in my brain. And go, oh, I remember this. Yeah, it's generally it's the locations, and the locations have changed. Now, what they did with the story was fine. They took a story. I'm not gonna say compressed it, but they made an episode out of it. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I think one of the best things about this mission was, from when I played it before, was the glow up of some of the characters.
This is President Okeg aboard Starfleet 1. Remember, this conference is vital to the future of the galaxy.
Captain Sean here. Copy that, Mr. President. Best foot forwards at all times. The crew of the Belfast has been briefed.
Captain Cogran, Klingon Empire Liaison to Anik Okeg, standing by. President, the IKS Nima is ready to escort you.
Good to see you, and right on time, as expected of a true Starfleet officer. Sometimes that makes all the difference. We need to get the President's ship, Starfleet 1, within transporter range of the coordinates provided by the Klingons, and get the all-clear to beam down to Khitomer. I'll be assigned to the President once we arrive, and you'll be securing the premises. Speaking of, let me introduce you to my Chief of Security, Lieutenant Paris. She's a damn fine officer, and a quarter Klingon, too. Not unhelpful when it comes to building relations.
It's an honor to work with you. Your reputation in Starfleet precedes you.
Miral Paris, Chief of Security of the USS Belfast, but Lieutenant will do. Nice to meet you. I get the feeling we'll make an excellent team. Ready to get to work when you are.
Ready. Lead the way.
I hope you don't mind me checking in along the way. This meeting is delicate, and I'd like to make sure everyone is prepared.
Glad to have you with us, Mr. President. Any words of wisdom before we arrive?
Khitomer is a key location in the history of our two civilizations, and home to many important meetings.
This planet hosted the Khitomer Conference of 2293, if I'm not mistaken.
Conspiracies aside, the final outcome was historic, and its gift of peace lasted for generations.
Let's hope for a similar outcome today. Your attendance is as much of a security risk as it is a show of goodwill.
Lieutenant.
It is up to the Federation to take this first critical step. We cannot allow a repeat of Cestus 3.
Hegemony!
Sir, sensors are picking up several Gorn vessels in the area. It's an ambush.
It's okay. Starfleet 1 under fire. These outposts are lost.
Hang tight, Mr. President. We won't let you down.
The Klingon Empire will fall!
If a fight is what they want, then the Belfast is happy to oblige.
No bold moves, Lieutenant. Focus on Starfleet 1.
Disrupt the Hellbase! The stars must perish! The ship must fall!
I love doing power slides on our ship.
The ranks are thinning. I'm detecting fewer Gorn starships in the system, Captain.
We have bested these Titan pool. You were ready to die just to take out your president in battle.
Starfleet 1, this is the USS Belfast. What's your status? President OK, do you copy?
USS Belfast, IKS Nema. This is the President. We're all right. Just a bit shaken up.
Mr. President, we need to postpone this conference. It's much too great of a risk for you to take. Our scan should have picked up on that ambush.
Postponing this conference is not an option, Captain Sean. This ceasefire deal could be the Federation's only chance to eventually make peace with the Klingon Empire. If that involves some degree of risk, then so be it. The members of my delegation joined this mission informed and ready for the task. However, this attack does beg a question. How exactly did the Gorn hide from our sensors?
Scans show their ships were equipped with a chronoton masking field. The Makalis sustained minor damages. Lieutenant, status report?
The Belfast and IKS Nema have sustained minor damage as well. Most of the Gorn attacks were directed at Starfleet 1, and presumably President Okeg. However, aside from a few fluctuations in deflector harmonics and a brief spike in secondary EPS flow regulators, nothing approaches critical thresholds. The President's ship is holding up fine, all things considered.
Why would the Gorn be interested in attempting on President Okeg's life, or disrupting the peace conference? We need to stick together. Something feels off. My tactical officer will conduct a long-range scan of the system.
The Belfast will run a scan as well. Something does feel off. Activating long-range sensors and tachyon detection grid. Sensors are clear, sir. No threats detected, masked or otherwise.
Let's resume course before that changes.
Attacking Klingons is one thing, but the Federation? I find the circumstances of this Gorn ambush a little odd.
I agree. The Gorn should have challenged my vessel instead. Fought against one of their Klingon conquerors. Cowards.
The Gorn shouldn't have been able to close in on Starfleet 1. We need to improve our response time.
President Okig, the Klingon Empire acknowledges the arrival of your delegation to Kuvah'Magh. Our orbital defense post received reports of a rebel strike within the system, but readings were delayed due to the Gorn's chronoton masking fields. Still, your survival in the face of this unexpected obstacle bodes well. Perhaps you are worthy allies after all. You are cleared to beam down.
The Federation is honored to be received on Kuvah'Magh. I can assure you that your openness to meeting with us is not misplaced. Our delegation's security escort dealt with the Gorn attack swiftly, thanks to the combined efforts of our respective captains. We will be beaming down shortly. Captains, when you're ready.
Ready. Sean, any last advice?
Once you've made it planetside, Lieutenant Paris will brief you on security measures. Remember, stay sharp. Confidence is key, but so is efficiency. History tends to repeat itself, and with Kuvah'Magh, that could be a problem. I'll meet you on the ground, and whatever comes, meet it head on. There's no time to second guess.
Aye, Captain. I completely forgot I have the one dude.
Miral, or should I say, Lieutenant Paris.
Doctor, I've missed you. You haven't aged a day.
Well, I am afraid that's how it works. But if it would put you at ease, I can add an aging subroutine to my matrix.
Not on my behalf. You're perfect, just the way you are. Are you part of the President's delegation?
That's right. As the leading expert on species 8472. President Okeg is hoping that sharing our research with the Klingons will make up for our dismissal of the Undine threat. This, and a ceasefire deal, will hopefully lead to lasting peace between our people.
The Doctor pioneered research on the Undine aboard Voyager. It was considered revolutionary, both then and now. It is a pleasure to meet you, especially after your crew's incredible performance in the Kuvah'Magh system. I will let you get on with your security tasks and prepare for the conference. Doctor?
Man, the cutscenes that
Good to finally meet you in person. Admiral Quinn's told me quite a lot about you. All good things, of course. Lieutenant Paris can give you a more detailed brief, but suffice it to say, we're looking to secure the whole premises. Make sure nothing's been tampered with.
Likewise, Captain Sean. Copy that. I will report to Lieutenant Paris.
It's nice to put a real face to the name. We need to secure the building. I recommend starting with the courtyard in the next room. Oh, and keep in mind, we're in a melting pot of different cultures and delegations right now, but let's try to stay focused and keep our distance.
We're ready. Let's get over with it.
Ah, hold it right there. Just a moment. Greetings. I am the Emergency Medical Hologram Mark I, but you may call me Doctor. A pleasure to meet you, I am sure. If I may offer a recommendation, while I doubt you will encounter any Undine infiltrators here, you may still find my latest research quite riveting, should you wish to test it out. Here is a parameter you may use to optimize your tricorder for species 8472 biosignature detection. The science behind it is nothing short of remarkable. The settings account for polyfluidic
phase variance. This is fascinating. Tricorder adjusted. See you at the conference.
I'll follow your lead.
President O'Keg?
The importance of today's conference cannot be overstated. I am grateful for your assistance in orbit. Please, pass my thanks to your crew. The Gorn attack initially appeared to be an attempt at disrupting our conference and taking out Starfleet 1. However, I believe intelligence has details that might contradict this assumption. I am hoping the Klingons will see the value in a ceasefire agreement. I'm no stranger to finding common ground with my adversaries. After I succeeded President Nanyeta Bako, I offered my political opponents seats in my cabinet. As the saying goes, it takes a quadrant to raise a coalition.
Indeed. If it may contribute to your prior reasoning, the Gorn ambush was not logical. Still, we should not rule out that their actions were a product of misguidance. Never attribute to malice what can be adequately explained by stupidity. Handler's razor. Ambassador Sugihara.
Ambassador Jiro Sugihara of the Federation Diplomatic Corps. I have to admit that the Klingons were right about the Undine infiltration of the Gorn hegemony, but I don't agree with the war they waged. Diplomacy and peaceful negotiation should come first, always. Anyway, I've been told I should keep my opinions to myself, and even more so if we manage to broker peace. Always looking for trouble, Jiro, even on what could be a pivotal day for our people, you glommer.
I see. I commend your honesty. Commander?
Starfleet Intelligence conducted a preliminary sweep of Khitomer some weeks ago. Klingon public opinion of the Federation is not favorable. However, they also seem to find no glory in the current stalemate. It looks like they're a little worse for wear after their interactions with the Undine, even if they won't let on. We can also safely rule out any conspiracies. Our intel suggests the rebel Gorn ambush that occurred in the system a short while ago had nothing to do with the Klingon Empire and everything to do with targeting the Federation. This is an ongoing investigation.
Good to know. Anything else I should be aware of?
Well, while there are no Admiral Cartwrights in the crowd today, we have identified a person of interest. A Klingon by the name of Bavat will be in attendance. He's a contentious figure with a Federation criminal record. We can't forbid his house from attending as we're on Klingon ground, but we'll be watching him.
That is indeed valuable information. Thank you, Commander Burgess. I posted on the Discord an image of this. I never knew Kamin was so short. So if you look at Cogran here, you know, Cogran's like almost two heads. Well, I guess my head does go to his chin. A head taller than me. Kamin is just so tiny. I mean, even... Oops. No, I want to talk to... Come in first. Don't let me go that... So even shorter than Morel Paris there. That's quite funny.
A Starfleet officer receiving classified information from the Klingon intelligence? Which, pooh! I suppose you'd have me sharpen your butt left too. I suggest you focus on your task.
I see. Well, thank you for your time.
All right, let's start with this area.
A Klingon in a Starfleet uniform? Just bah!
Pitiful. Scans are clear. It seems these Klingons have taken note of my appearance. I've never hidden my hybrid nature. As my godfather, the Doctor, encouraged me to be proud of this part of myself and taught me the meaning of self-worth. The truth be told, I'd rather be back on the Belfast right now. I'm chief of security, not a diplomat or an envoy. Still, if my being here helps prove that the Federation and the Klingons can coexist, then all of this will be worthwhile.
Sounds like a difficult journey of self-reflection. We might need to revisit that if we're going to work together. Let's move on for now.
You know the drill.
Another rebel attack in Klingon space. Reprehensible.
King Slathis does not assent to these renegade acts.
Done. We can check this room off our list. If the Gorn delegation is telling the truth, then the ambush we just thwarted was a rebel attack, and not a revolt instigated by the Gorn hegemony. Still, it seemed very coordinated.
I get the feeling that someone is pulling the strings. Let's continue.
Leave no stone unturned.
I am Ambassador Koss of the Klingon Empire. I wish to meet with the Kuvah'Magh.
Ah, the Kuvah'Magh is an ancient myth. Paris is an impostor, a traitor to her people.
Peace with the Federation. Creator vo narde krapu.
This area is clear. Quite a few opinions floating around today, huh? I say we speed things up and move on to the next room.
Just a moment, Lieutenant Paris. We need to discuss this Kuvah'Magh comment. I feel like there's something you're not telling me. If we're going to work together, then I need you to tell me what this is about.
Fine. You're right. You might know this already, but there's an ancient Klingon religious text that describes the Kuvah'Magh, or Savior, as a figure that will restore the Klingon Empire back to its original glory. Many Klingons believe me to be this Kuvah'Magh because of the events that occurred in the Delta Quadrant aboard Voyager. My genetic material played a part in helping a group of Klingons. I'm happy to answer any questions about that if you think it's beneficial to our mission.
A good compromise. I do have questions about the Kuvah'Magh.
What do you want to know?
How did this ancient text describe the Kuvah'Magh?
The prophecy foretells the arrival of a messianic savior, Kuvah'Magh. It is said that this figure is stronger than sickness itself and destined to heal the Klingon people, leading them to glory. Some even say the Klingons will know the Kuvah'Magh before the Kuvah'Magh themselves know the world. A spiritual recognition, if you will. What do you want to know?
Why does the Kuvah'Magh polarize? Why is the Kuvah'Magh polarizing for the Empire?
Whereas some Klingons are devoted to the Kuvah'Magh, others disbelieve the figure's existence. Some even treat these religious texts as unworthy epics or conspiracy theories. Either way, I'm caught in the middle of a divided empire when all I ever wanted was to make the universe a better, more tolerant place. What do you want to know?
What is your role did your genetic material play in the Klingon history?
I was born aboard the USS Voyager, and as I said earlier, the Doctor is my godfather. In 2377, Voyager encountered a group of Klingon pilgrims aboard a D7 class battlecruiser. They were looking for the Kuvah'Magh because they were dying from a virus called the Nehret, which they originally believed to be nothing but old age. In order to save them, the doctor resorted to using my genetic material to create a cure. Miraculously, it worked. And thus, I became the Kuvah'Magh. What do you want to know?
This is all I need to know for now. Let's continue on with the mission.
Running another scan.
What weight could a conference possibly hold without the attendance of Jempok? Ha!
Yedoko! Walden is here in his stead. Now is not the time for dissent.
I'm detecting false alarm. Just some residual readings.
Where?
Preparing to scan.
We're all set, my good sir.
I will hold you accountable if this fails. There can be no deviation from the plan. Nach, Lordsman.
Of course. I will not disappoint. We have an agreement after all. Let's disperse.
Apparently there's some problem with that audio. Last week when I played there, this audio did work. Kuvah'Magh, I believe. He's a Federation criminal. He has a Federation criminal record. I'm sure Starfleet intelligence has been keeping tabs on him. Let's take a closer look. I'll follow your lead, Lieutenant. Hopefully that's not a sign that the audio is like completely broken. Oh, audio is so completely broken right now. The device assemblies aren't built in any space I recognize, or any specs I recognize. It's not from this quadrant, that's certain. Well, please don't tell me like audio is broken for the rest of this. This device is keyed for another coordinate in the system. Whether it presents a threat or not is inconclusive. Let's report to Sean and Cogran.
Cogran, it is simple, I assure you. Undine biology is adaptive, with a morphogenic cellular structure.
I am no scientist,
Is it
but I
'cause
do
she's
not
not
dispute the
here?
utility of weaponry meant to identify and
She's
eradicate
stuck
the
somewhere.
Undine.
It's
Where is
unfortunate we
she?
still know so little about them, despite the doctor's research.
Ah, morale. Your disposition suggests that there were no polyfluidic phase variances to report.
That's correct. No Undine infiltrators, Doctor. But we did find something else.
She is not here. She has completely disappeared. Quite literally completely disappeared. Man. that's really a negative. Let's last time I remember seeing her was in this room. Did she fall through the floor somewhere? Maybe she'll reappear. That's kind of annoying. So this was the last room where she... Well, there wasn't like a talking box with her in there. Alright. Oh, it looks like they've already captured the...
Captain Sean, Captain Coghren, we've discovered an unidentified device in the Hall of Heroes. Its origin cannot be traced and its functionalities are unknown. It doesn't appear to pose an immediate threat, but we can't be sure. Will you work on disabling the device while I transmit our findings to the rest of the team?
Run a multi-spectrum diagnostics scan to identify the energies conduits powering this device. Then sever them.
Good idea. That device is cause for concern. Even if it turns out to be harmless, we can't afford to take any chances. Let's confer with President Okeg.
What do you say, President Okeg?
I agree. This poses a considerable security risk. However, I'm too optimistic about the turnout of this conference to delay our diplomatic efforts any further. We need to honor our agreement with the Klingons. They will not respect any act that might be interpreted as a display of cowardice. We must stay the course. If Captain Coghren is not opposed, then I propose we beam the device to the USS Belfast for further analysis.
It appears we are aligned, but we should set up a containment field around the device before beaming it up. I'm on it.
Setting up a containment field, and done. Ready for transport. USS Belfast, this is Lieutenant Paris. We are beaming up an unidentifiable device for analysis. Stand by.
The conference will begin shortly. All attendees must gather in the Hall of Heroes immediately.
Fellow delegations, the Federation is here today to seek peace with the Empire, in the hopes that it will be long-lasting. We believe we have been at odds for too long, and hope to prove today that our worth as allies is greater than our worth as foes. As a first act, we propose a ceasefire, then allying against a common enemy, the Undine. I have with me an expert who will share...
All this talk and no action. Why trust you, Okeg? Your Federation has already proven it does not respect the Empire. In the case of the Undine imposters in the Gorn hegemony, the Klingons were right all along. Yet you failed to heed us.
You are right. And I know that Federation and Empire relations have often been tense. That our history is riddled with mistrust. That you believe we failed you on the topic of the infiltrators in the Gorn hegemony. And that our ways have been human-centric. But like Chancellor Gorkon, this Saurian too believes in the undiscovered country. And has read Shakespeare in the original Klingon. We'd like to start by sharing our classified research with you on the Undine, as a gesture of good faith. Doctor?
Greetings. You may call me the Doctor. It is an honor to speak to such a fine audience. I will be handing out data pads after our speech, so do stick around should you wish to discuss the details. As you all undoubtedly know, with great scientific advancement comes great responsibility. While ethics are not on the agenda, I am obliged to mention the dangers of the technology we have developed and the risk it poses to non-Undine life forms.
The Belfast is transmitting the results of the analysis performed on the unidentified device. It seems it's...
But I digress. To the crux of the matter, I have created technology that pairs modified tricorders with experimental nanoprobes. The tricorders, while still a prototype, detect the presence of Undine biosignatures. The nanoprobes are then... pardon me, my matrix.
Captain Sean, that device disrupts holo-emitter signals. Doctor!
We curse the Empire!
Captain! They've taken the Doctor!
Morale, look out!
Thanks. We need to take down these Gorn and retrieve the Doctor. Now!
Belfast, this is Sean. Kittimer Conference is under attack. Monitor all activity in orbit. No one leaves.
I knew I should have brought some fire grenades along. We need to take down the last remaining Gorn.
Our warriors have identified additional rebel Gorn on the ground. It won't be long before they reach our location. As for Bavat, the Petach has conveniently beamed up to his vessel. He must have had allies on the inside. Klingons willing to look the other way and smuggle in his devices. Huicha! Or perhaps this is another conspiracy.
I assure you the Federation has nothing to do with this, Captain Cogran. I can't say the same for Bavat, though. The Belfast has managed to lock onto his ship with a tractor beam, but I'm not sure how long it'll hold. Our scans show the Doctor is aboard, so we'll need to be careful.
My science officer, Watcher Set, reports that Bavat's ship is equipped with an experimental technology. This could be a tough fight. I'll beam up and assist the Belfast.
I'm coming with you. We need to retrieve the Doctor. That's non-negotiable.
All right, but I know you well, Morale. Get back in one piece, and no unnecessary risks. That's also non-negotiable. Understood? Cogran and I will stay behind to deal with the Gorn and evacuate the delegations. Belfast, this is Captain Sean. Beam the lieutenant directly to the bridge. Paris, you've got the con. Stay safe.
Okay, I'm gonna loot the room real quick.
Our warriors have identified...
I assure you...
I'm coming with you.
All right, but I know you well, Morale. Get back in one piece, and no unnecessary risks. That's also non-negotiable. Understood? Cogran and I will stay behind to deal with the Gorn and evacuate the delegations. Belfast, this is Captain Sean. Beam the lieutenant directly to the bridge. Paris, you've got the con. Stay safe.
She won't be alone, Captain. You have my word. Democles, this is Sarah. Ready to beam up.
This is Lieutenant Paris aboard the Belfast. We have a lock on Bavat's ship, the IKS Warwick. Recommend we hail him together before we take any drastic measures. Diplomacy first.
Caution is best, I agree. My crew is on standby, ready to hail them.
Noochpo! You dare not fight a real Klingon, one of prowess and might? I suppose your hail is meant to initiate some sort of negotiation. Which, pooh! I do not negotiate with those who would see the Klingon Empire become docile and prevent its path towards true glory.
I assure you, my crew is not afraid of you, Bavat. Officer, Watcher Hades has his finger on the trigger and won't miss. Hand over the doctor now.
Cool. Request denied. It would be a shame to return your doctor so soon. Extracting him from Khitomer was child's play. Fascinating what can be achieved when the Empire is so divided and unfocused. But Klingons never shy away from a challenge. Let the Kuvah'Magh retrieve him herself and prove she has the heart of a true warrior.
My heart is just fine, Vat. I wish we could say the same for you, you mahwi. The Klingon Empire agreed to convene on the Federation's ceasefire proposal. It is you who is in violation of the agreement, and in direct disobedience of the High Council. They should have you discommended, you pet.
Lieutenant, Subspace Sensors has detected a massive increase of tachyon emissions. Bavat has been stalling us to call for backup. Prepare to engage.
Bavat has escaped with the doctor. The Belfast is tracking his ship's ion trail. Time to show these what we're made of. Give it all you got. That was the last of them. Receiving a hail from the Khitomer. I'm opening a multi-channel.
Belfast, this is Captain Sean. The situation is under control on Khitomer. We found a second device on stage attached to the podium and neutralized it. The device has the ability to disrupt photonic emissions and store holographic data, like a capsule. What's your status? Have you retrieved the doctor?
Unfortunately, Bavat has escaped with him. He's likely trapped the doctor inside the device. To the ends remains unclear. We'll track the Warwick right now.
I missed a device? But we scanned the entire area. How is that possible? I increased my tricorder sensor aperture. I ran a multispectral sweep. I even enhanced subspace resolution and set up a level 3 perimeter scan. I should have set up a level 4 scan. This is my fault.
Steady, Lieutenant. The first device was no doubt a red herring planted in the room to distract us from the second, which in turn was shielded from our sensors by an experimental chronoton-charged cloaking field. That second device was ever so slightly displaced in time. Your tricorder couldn't have picked up on it. It took a whole group of scientists from several different delegations to come to that same conclusion.
Whatever Bavat is doing, it's dangerous.
Captain, we need to go after the doctor. The Belfast is tracking Bavat's warp signature, ion trail, and projected course. I've got all the data I need.
What the Belfast needs to do is remain stationed in orbit of Khitomer while President Okeg meets with the Klingon High Council. This attack has led to some very tense exchanges and great mistrust in the Federation and Gorn delegations. Going after the Doctor is too risky. We'll need to send our data over to an experienced strike team and let them handle it.
Captain, we're running out of time. You said yourself we can make all the difference. Lieutenant Paris and I can retrieve the doctor together. My crew is experienced, and take up the task.
I agree. Besides, the Doctor is not only one of the most brilliant minds in Starfleet, but he's also my godfather. He's family, Captain.
Which technically should be a reason why you don't go, but...
I can't argue with that. But for that same reason, I'll need you back in one piece after your mission. I can't lose you too, Lieutenant. The Belfast has to remain to supervise the situation on Kittimer and escort Starfleet 1 back to Federation space. I hope I'm not making a mistake by staying behind. But duty calls. Good luck, and take care.
My transporter chief is standing by, ready to receive you, Lieutenant Paris.
1 to beam over. Quite the fine ship you have. Here's the data the Belfast retrieved during our encounter with the Klingons. We've tracked the Warvig to the Hattori system.
No time to lose. Engage.
We've arrived, and in enemy territory, no less. Sensors are picking up on multiple vessels in the area. Klingon patrol ships. Planetary archives also show Hattoria is home to a large nebula and an abandoned facility on the ground. I'm guessing that's where Bavad is holding the Doctor.
What are our options, Lieutenant?
We can either use the nebula's ionized gas to scatter our ship signal and travel at low impulse to conceal our movements till we reach transporter range, or we can go in guns blazing and risk alerting the Klingons on the ground. Your call.
Guns blazing. Always.
We've been detected by Bavad's patrol ships. Nicely done. That's all of them. Let's stay alert going forwards. We are within transporter range. However, your comms officer intercepted and decoded a set of outgoing transmissions originating from the patrol ships, sent only seconds before we took them down. It looks like word of our arrival has reached their allies on the ground. Expect an increase in security measures going forward.
I'll bring officers specialized for combat tactics. Two robots. I'll bring 2 robots.
As I was saying, the nanoprobes developed to counter the Undine are... Wait a minute. Where am I?
Bajach Emelv, you fool! Sing, the data! Is it ready?
Soon, Bavat. I am extracting the genetic information from the Doctor's holomatrix. It'll take some time to bypass his security subroutines.
You know, in some cultures, it is considered ill-mannered to interrupt a sentient life form, especially a brilliant physician. If you're interested, my research paper, The Art of Turn-Taking, a study on conversational analysis in Delta Quadrant species, has...
Hold your tongue, you insufferable projection of wasted photons!
According to the Federation's archives, this facility used to be a penal colony and still houses functional security systems to this day. Speaking of, I'm picking up on a photonic signal that matches the doctor's holosignature, but it's faint. My guess is he's being held in one of the facility's lower levels. Expect a fight along the way. The facility is on yellow alert after our little encounter up in the Hatoria system.
We might have blown our cover, but it's not over until the EMH sings. Let's move.
Yenda, the Kuvah'Magh has arrived. The Chan-Chi swing battle.
If my mother taught me anything, it's how to deal with petahpoo like you. That was all of them. Maybe we can still stealth our way through this facility. I'll cover you. Lead the way.
Unlock your security protocols and give me the data, Patach!
Ambassador Bavot, this is absolutely ludicrous behavior, and very dishonorable, I'll have you know. I refuse to be probed any further. If you have developed a passion for genetics, then I encourage you to conduct your own research. I am sure you will find the funding.
Sing, increase the hologram sensitivity calibrations, and bypass safety protocols.
That hurt! This is not how one treats a guest in their repurposed prison. Perhaps it is.
They're hurting him. I'm sending out an electromagnetic pulse to disrupt that console. It'll buy us some time. By tampering with the doctor's sensitivity calibrations, Bavot and Singh are making sure that he feels pain the way a biological life form would. Effectively, they're torturing him. I know Captain Sean said not to take risks, but I'm not sure we've got much of a choice. We need to think of something fast.
Bavot is interested in genetic data. Perhaps if we look around, we'll find out what they want from the doctor.
Not a bad plan. We'll investigate the facility as we head towards the doctor's coordinates. But let's do this quickly. I can't let this go on for much longer.
Agreed. This doesn't sit right with me either.
Before you go any further, let's talk about the facility's security sweeps. Some areas of the facility are being scanned periodically by security consoles. Unapproved life forms that come into contact with the scans will likely trigger an alarm, alerting nearby enemies or heightening security protocols. We should avoid detection if possible, and find a way to deactivate the scanners.
Avoid the scans and deactivate them. Understood.
Heads up. The area ahead of us is being scanned. My scans are picking up on low-level electromagnetic signals coming from beyond that sweep.
So apparently, this is actually NPC walking back and forth, which is actually quite hilarious. Also, if you play this, something that panicked me before, nothing here actually sets off that. It's only the player.
Now what do we have in here? Consoles running on residual power.
Amar Noonien Singh, Research Log, File 13. My first experiment proved unsuccessful. A disappointment. The host biology is highly aggressive at the cellular level and rejecting genetic input. I will adapt my experiments to suppress any existing dominant cells going forward. Amar Noonien Singh, Research Log, File 14. Results are now beginning to show promise, but I fear I might have overcompensated. Rapid mutation has led to instability in the subject genome. To counter this, I plan to create an epigenetic framework with the purpose of culling damaged cells. If we lose a few test subjects in the process, so be it. Amar Noonien Singh Research Log File 19. After careful calculations, I have achieved my first breakthrough. Whereas some subjects were unable to withstand further testing, others are now thriving. In particular, Subject GU-75 has impressed Bhavat.
I've downloaded the data so we can report to command. Singh and Bhavat.
They're experimenting on people.
There's more.
The primary focus of the project is gerontology, the study of aging in various life forms. The Federation Science Council has given me permission to test various forms of genetic modification to find treatments of degenerative diseases such as Irumodic syndrome. We're making significant progress.
That's a classified Federation research log if I've ever heard one.
Yes. How did Bhavat and Singh get their hands on proprietary Federation logs? We can't let them keep this data. We need to destroy it.
Hang on. There's another log.
It's not a proud moment in Earth's history either. Khan was the greatest of the augmented conquerors in the eugenics wars. He was the ruler of more than a quarter of Earth, and he treated those he ruled like slaves. Unlike some of the other so-called genetic supermen, Khan only enslaved his people rather than massacre them. Some consider him to be the best of the tyrants. A dubious honor, to be sure. Augments like Khan Noonien Singh caused the death of millions.
Amar Noonien Singh seems to be following the footsteps of the infamous Khan Noonien Singh. Let's listen to the rest.
When the people rose up against the augment tyrants, Khan and some of his people escaped into space on a sleeper ship. I suspect you heard a lot about Khan's clashes with Captain Kirk at Starfleet Academy. I remember running the Mutara Nebula simulator in my senior year there. It was a singular experience.
From Hell's Heart, I stab at thee.
I'm all for eradicating degenerative diseases, but not if it means another eugenics war or the creation of genetically engineered slaves. Singh's plan seems to align more with the latter and not with the Federation's work. My guess is they copied our research, but not our motivations.
This does sound like a genetic augmentation, which, in most cases, is against Federation law. Singh and Bhavat will be facing some pretty hefty charges from abducting the Doctor. Let's move on.
Looks like a security sweep can be deactivated from that console. Security functionality deactivated. Let's move on. I'm detecting life signs in the room ahead.
Kuvah'Magh, Grethor's gate stands ready to welcome you.
A Bhavat welcoming committee. That's kind. Remind me to thank you.
That was a random roll.
That's all of them. Let's look around for anything that might help us.
By the way, the previous conversation that had Bashir, apparently that was a conversation that he had recorded for when these episodes were initially made. They were made with a random NPC. When the actor came on to do the Victory's Life storyline, they had him record some extra lines and then replaced them in the original Kuvah'Magh story, and now they're just reusing them in those. That's the reason why the first time I listened to them, it sounded weird because it was almost like he was talking to the player directly, and that's the reason why it sounds like that.
Amar Noonien Singh, Search log file 22. Subject GU-75's DNA has begun to deteriorate after a couple of cycles. All attempts to stabilize the specimen's genetic sequence using molecular templating have failed. I will keep trying. Amar Noonian Singh, search log file 28. This will be my last entry on subject GU-75. Was begun to exhibit irrational and aggressive behavioral patterns. The specimen's enhanced strength make it difficult to control. Even the Klingon guards struggle to keep it subdued for testing. I will begin processing GU-75 for termination.
Doctor's Log Supplemental Stardate 86324.7. In preparation for the Khitomer ceasefire conference, I have been reviewing the Undine research stored in my holomatrix. One study from Stardate 51003.7 focuses in particular on the reprogramming of Borg collective nanoprobes for the purpose of destabilizing species 8472 cell structure, thereby neutralizing them.
This is the research the doctor spoke of at Khitomer before he was interrupted. The log continues.
It appears that Seven and I pioneered research on species 8472, and that the Federation was the first and so far only alliance of people able to thwart the Undine. My hope is that we will soon be able to share this research with trusted allies.
The doctor was open to sharing his research with the allies.
I don't think Singh and Bavat are acting on behalf of the Klingon Empire. They must be acting independently.
At least our ceasefire proposal might still stand a chance. Let's move on.
Looks like we can deactivate a security sweep from in here. This room is clear. Another security sweep. We should check this room. Some of these consoles are still active.
Dark
No
Mom!
doctor in here.
Thank you for the raid.
Maybe we'll find
I do
something
appreciate
that
it.
can help us.
Currently playing through the mission. It's technically the second time I've been through the mission, but trying to play through as a stream. How was your stream? And good morning to you, Lurk. Thank you, appreciate it. But yeah, so far, so far the I've enjoyed this mission. Voice acting on this is like superb, and the cutscenes in this mission are pretty good. They've done some really good work on the mission as a whole.
Amar Noonian Singh, Research Log File 31. In the wake of Subject GU-75's termination, a new favorite has arisen amongst the augmented ranks. Subject GU-78 is strong, reliable, and obedient, despite the pain it is in. For now.
Doctor's Log Supplemental, Stardate 54518.2. The genetic material retrieved from the unborn Klingon hybrid by the name of Miral Paris, sampled with the consent of her parents, Lieutenants B'Elanna Torres and Tom Paris, has proven a great success. The Klingon pilgrims from the IKS Shan have been cured of their illness. As a result, they now believe that Miral is what they call the Kuvah'Magh, a legendary Klingon figure who is foretold to heal all Klingons and restore them to their former glory. Quite the legacy to live up to for an unborn child. Miral is doing well. I know that the crew of Voyager will protect her, at least until she comes of age and chooses her own path. I expect there will come a day when the Klingon Empire will inquire about Miral Paris. However, Modifying genetic material is a delicate topic, given the historical precedents. The eugenics wars, or the Klingon augment virus, both point toward the possibility of genetic alteration being used for nefarious purposes, such as creating biological weaponry, or even an army.
Create an army?
That must be exactly what Singh and Bavat have planned, but why? The Klingon Empire already has a capable army. The rest of the log comes as no surprise to me. As I got older, my parents began to share stories from my childhood with me. The tale of the IKS Shan was one of them.
The plan to create an army sounds concerning. Let's find Bavat.
You know the drill.
It's pretty hilarious on the doctor's lines. I'm pretty sure the Klingon augment virus was not even a thing when Voyager was going, and the fact that it's brought up in those lines.
That's it. Deactivated. Let's keep moving. Klingon and Gorn life signs up ahead. Prepare for a fight.
Always prepared for a fight.
You come as a sacrifice, Kuvah'Magh.
With Buch, the only thing I'm sacrificing is my time, you useless har.
Glory to the cause, and Bavat the benefactor. All shall fall. This is the price.
These Gorn are too far gone and blinded by Bavat's empty promises.
Surrender yourself, Kuvah'Magh, or prepare to die with dishonor.
Hopefully none of these are GU-78. You seem to be so proud of it.
That Gorn looks similar to the ones who disrupted the Kittimer conference. Let's press on. I'm sure the doctor is counting on us. Tricorders are detecting a photonic signature further ahead. Lead the way.
It's actually pretty.
There are too many security sweeps in this hallway to evade. We have to keep investigating to deactivate them somehow.
Copy that.
This console doesn't appear to deactivate the security sweeps, but I see another one. This appears to be a security console connected to an audio-visual feed.
This could prove useful. Let's tap into it.
The exobiology lab is ready, Bavat. We are only missing the data.
Huicha! How hard can it be to retrieve data from a hologram?
Ambassador, may I remind you that I am the Emergency Medical Hologram Mark I. I served aboard the USS Voyager during
Silence! Do you wish to have your vocal interface deactivated, you insufferable tar? Quiet. Someone is watching.
Miral.
Hello, Kuvah'Magh.
Damn it, we've been detected. And he's taunting us. We need to come up with a plan. Quickly.
The doctor was humming a tune.
I recognize that tune. It was a song he used to sing to me when I was a child. It was written by Kolar, commander of the IKS Shan and his people. The piece is dedicated to the Kuvah'Magh. The part the doctor is humming goes, Kuvah'Magh, follow no longer. Find me when two warring houses have made peace, and as one grows stronger. It's the last stanza, symbolic of the Kuvah'Magh's agency and their choice to guide the Klingon people, or not.
I believe the doctor is signaling us to fall back. This could be a trap.
Trap or not, I won't abandon him. There must be something else we can do. Maybe we can deceive Bavat somehow, get him to tip his hand or release the doctor for a price.
He is interested in your genetic material, right? Maybe there's something we can use in the exobiology lab. Singh mentioned that you could pass a sample of your DNA.
That might just work. If they're willing to go to these lengths just to retrieve my genetic material, then surely they'd be willing to negotiate.
It could be the missing piece in their project. Maybe Singh will have some samples in the lab we can mix and create hybrid DNA. Let's look ahead.
Some security parameters were shut down when Bavat cut the feed. Stay sharp. The area ahead is being scanned. We've been detected. We need to be more careful. The security sweep is active. Watch where you step. We did it! We're in the clear. Let's move on.
It's the first time I've set that alarm off.
This must be the exobiology lab.
Let's see what we can find in here.
You know, I minored in biogenetics at Starfleet Academy. Time to put those skills to good use. A sample of human genomic base pairs. A sample of Klingon polynucleotide clusters. This mix might just do the trick, at least for now. Time to enact our plan.
The data has almost been decrypted, Bavat. Soon, we will be able to dispose of the hologram.
Miral, what are you still doing here? I mean, a Klingon hybrid I have never seen before.
Don't worry, Doctor. We're here to break you out.
Lieutenant Miral Paris, or should I say Kuvah'Magh, here to take your friend's place? He's kept your seat warm.
Let him go.
And why would I do that?
Because we have what you need. A sample of my DNA. The missing piece to your scientific puzzle. You're creating an army, right?
I am creating a movement. Soon all will pledge their allegiance to the new Klingon Empire and bow before its ruler.
That's only a fantasy without my DNA, Bavat. I'll give you the sample, if you release the doctor.
Miral, I strongly advise you do not.
You're bluffing. Hand it to my assistant, now.
Let the doctor go first.
Fine. Free the captive, Singh. This is a ruse, a counterfeit. Now, Singh.
Let's see how you fare against my latest experiments.
Confirm. Ready.
The doctor's genetic research will have to do for now. Time is on my side. Can you say the same, Kuvah'Magh?
We can't let him escape!
Morel, no! It's too dangerous. I'll go.
I love you, but you've got to trust me. I have to go after him, and you're needed here. You're the galaxy's only hope against the Undine. I don't know where I'm headed, but if I make it, I'll give you a sign. Protect the Doctor. I'll go after Bavat. We'll meet again!
I feel sorry for these Gorn.
If you handle the fighting, I will search my database for intelligence on the Gorn. Should you require medical assistance, then I will be at your disposal, if you stay alive, that is. I'm a doctor, not a miracle worker. Gorn are ectothermic creatures, and therefore vulnerable to the cold. Use your environment. They are also apex predators, with instinct-driven threat responses. Augmentation has driven these Gorn to insanity.
Come here. Certainly not. I really need you to come here.
You've weakened them. Oops. Keep it up. It's our only chance to make it out alive.
Who got weakened? Come on. Come on. Come here, bro. Yeah.
What a fight. I was anxious, even as an onlooker. Well done. We've got an unethical scientist on the loose. Where is Satan? I am registering his biosignature, coming from a nearby transporter room.
This way. We can undo that.
This is Singh. IKS Warwick. Come in. Anyone!
Not so fast, Singh. The jig is up.
Fine. But if you think apprehending me will have any effect on my plans with Bavat, you are deluded. Bavat has the genetic data he needs to proceed. None of you will be able to change that. Not even the Kuvah'Magh. In time, Bavat will convince her to join his 10,000 augment army. It's the prophecy.
According to Federation archives, the Kuvah'Magh is destined to defeat the army, not lead it.
All of your ruses are pitiful. Your genetic concoction of Klingon and human DNA did not even pass a visual inspection. Do you think Bavad and I cannot recognize a vial originating from our own laboratory? Even your holographic doctor must have realized that. But you are too simple-minded to understand our greater scientific plans. Like an insect waiting to be squashed in the palm of a god.
You seem pretty confident that Bavad has your back. But he left you behind as soon as he acquired the doctor's data.
Silence! The Kuvah'Magh has followed Bavad as intended, and him and I have a deal. He will lead his army, and I will become a renowned ruler. Unlike the rest of the Noonien Singh lineage who have lost their way, I will become the father of a new generation of augments. You, on the other hand, will rot in Aurora Pinte cell once all of this is over. Bavad's means transcend time itself.
Bavad is enacting his grand plan without you. Whereas you tried to flee from battle. I think we've heard enough. Democles, one to beam to the brig.
I've dealt with my fair share of rude scientists during my time aboard Voyager, but Amar Noonien Singh might just take the cake. Now that this area is secure and our culprit has been caught, I wanted to thank you for coming to my rescue. I know our mission isn't over yet. Bavad is still at large, with morale trailing not far behind, I'm sure.
Don't mention it, Doctor. I hope you're alright now. That sounded gruesome earlier. As for Bavad, Singh mentioned he means transcended time?
Yes, he did. I suggest we return to where we last saw Bavad and investigate the area. I'm sure we will find something that will enlighten us on the matter. Besides, it might increase our odds of finding Miral sooner rather than later.
Good idea. I'll scan the area.
Nothing a tricorder scan won't illuminate. Oh my. Your scans reveal the presence of residual chronoton particles. That, my friend, suggests a temporal aperture once existed in this very space.
The portal Bavad opened, so he has time traveled. Why? And to when?
I'm afraid it will be difficult to pinpoint on our own. I suggest you report back to Starfleet for now. I am sure Command will want to hear all about this. I can say Captain Sean will be enthused about Miral's disappearance, and I do feel somewhat responsible for that. I'll break the news to him when we return, but I expect he will contact you later. We'll be counting on you to find her.
I don't know how yet, but we'll find Lieutenant Paris. That's a promise, Doctor. Democles, 2 to beam up. Technically it's 3. But sure, 4.
My army promises glory to the Empire and its great houses. A new dawn, a new era for the worthy warrior. Together, we will finally become an empire worthy of Kalesh. We will wipe out the Federation and conquer their people once and for all. Kapla!
Klingon-Magh! Klingon-Magh! Klingon-Magh!
Bavad!
Where am I?
I wish I could say our mission was a total success, but my chief of security is unaccounted for, and the conference hasn't unfolded as President Okeg had hoped. Bavat is still out there somewhere, but there's still a glimmer of hope in all of this. Somehow, Captain Cogran has convinced the High Council to consider the ceasefire. What's more, Starfleet Intelligence has asked me to relay an unusual message. Apparently, they received an encrypted transmission from Lieutenant Paris, addressed to you. The stardate attributed to it is unexpected. Even so, you have my thanks for retrieving the Doctor, and for bringing Amar Noonien Singh to justice. I'm putting my faith in you. Track down Bavat to ensure he answers for his crimes, and bring Maral home.
Alright. Oh. That will actually complete the event. Alright. Good timing on that, I guess. At least for this account. I do want to try something real quick. Because I am, like, very curious. So they obviously did a glow up on Morel. Changing Morel's skin. So I wonder if that's, like, an overarching change.
Paris has requested your ship for a joint mission.
Because I'm just gonna play this just long enough to see if they updated her model on this mission. Because when you look at her model compared to what it is right now, the old model was pretty bad. Pretty bad. Wait, why? Gotta go AFK for a minute. Alright, we are back.
You are cleared for transport at your convenience.
What is that notification? Thank you. Oh, well, thank you, Swifty Healer. Thank you for the follow. Did not show me that on my side, but thank you very much. I appreciate that. Did it change here? Yep, they updated the model. Perfect. What are the changes I do like? I like the new conversation bubbles above the heads instead of the old exclamation point. Makes it very visible. Makes you wonder how many of these characters actually need glow ups. But I am happy that they're updating characters. I'm assuming that a lot of these characters get updated when, especially if they're legacy characters. If the voice actor comes back and does the voice, like if the actor who does Tom Paris, if he came back, I'm pretty sure they'd come and update his model. Though there are a couple of other models I'm kind of hoping they do update. Such as the update or the model for the tan, which is definitely showing its 13-year-old age. It was very noticeable with the last mission where they updated Admiral Quinn. And then it had the tan standing right next to him. But alright, let's actually that's not what I want to do. Let us leave and drop this mission. I really just wanted to see if they updated the model. Like the model across everything, because sometimes they don't. Your character's a Hirogen? Discovery Hirogen? Is that an actual thing? Were there Hirogens in Discovery? I don't remember. Or are you just saying that just as an open statement? I did get a point from completing. What did my random roll get me today? Ooh. What is Gamma? A kinetic. I mean, I guess always use kinetic damage. Alright. So with that checked, I'm actually going to switch accounts. I do want to use the alien spec to make one. Yeah, I actually really like the alien spec. And it's not even for the additional trait that you get from an alien. I like just mixing stuff around. I have one character on another account that looks like a Sith from the Old Republic, and it's absolutely hilarious. I have another character who looks like God, I don't even remember what the name of the species is now, but the blue-skinned, red eyes. But yeah, I love using the alien templates. So let me just get up to ESD. Then we're going to switch accounts because I have the dailies to do on them. Alright. AFK for a second. And log out. Of course, my computer has a sense of humor. Trying to remember what character. This character is kind of a Sith, but this is not the character I'm talking about. Yeah, trying to remember. Yeah, see, I've made a lot of aliens, and I really do have fun with the alien template. This is the other account that I did the mission on, and then I switched my clothing in anticipation for the next mission, because I do believe we're going back in time. Alright, defense of Starbase 1. Randoms. Is the Hirogen your main character, or is it just a one of your characters? Because I unfortunately, so my two main accounts, I have my main account, which I did spend money on, and then I have this, which is my free-to-play account. Both of the main characters on them are temporal recruits, because you spend a lot of time on temporal recruits, and it just kind of just worked out that way. Hey. Got a Nadirian in here. Hopefully they know where to put their boat.
Here they come.
I don't think there's a good place. I don't know exactly where I am. But I believe that's where the last group is. Is what it is. Turn down my desktop audio a little bit, so hopefully it's not drowning out my voice. It looked like it was peeking over my voice, so hopefully that'll make things alright. But I can't wait to actually get the Kuvah'Magh. I'm not going to pay for it because I'm poor, but I do do like the way it looks. Tab target. Why are you doing one all the way across the map? That doesn't make sense. So I do believe where the Nidarian is, should be able to defend this next one. Take out these edge dudes. At least we're killing them pretty quick.
This is Andor. Our shields are taking hits, and we could use an escort.
Here come the Klingon battleships. Keep fighting.
I just don't know if he's in a spot right now. Yeah, he should be able to defend that last one. Yeah, he should be able to. Hopefully, we just need to clear everything out. Oh, the stuff that can't be in his aura. Might be able to finish this on time. Yep. Yay. To the temple. All right. Leave this, and then switch accounts. By the way, what I'm doing, I do not suggest doing. Never make this many accounts. Not a good idea. Nothing good ever comes from it. I think this is one of the characters that I was working with. Yep. R&D. Didn't quite get them all up to 15 with the bonus, but yeah, that won't be 9,000 tomorrow. That would be 6,000. Double check, make sure. Yep. Good there. This was a test character that I tested weird stuff on. Like, what would happen if you created a Klingon, got him up to level 65, and then deleted him? Would you still keep your cross faction? Apparently you do. You do keep it. Which was an interesting thing to find. But it made sense because that's technically a store unlock, so makes sense that once it's unlocked, it's unlocked. Oops, that's not what I want to do. I still need to do the event. Back to Starbase 1. These take about 9 minutes. 10 minutes on average. no Nidarian defenders on this one. Wow. Excuse me, Mr. Kirk. Ship looks really, really dark against this background.
Reading some heavier ships incoming.
So I guess I really didn't get my final thoughts on the mission. So, I really do like the cutscenes. I like the voice acting was tremendous. The voice actor for Morel. Really happy to see Robert Picardo in anything. Loved him in Academy. So happy to see he's back to Star Trek Online doing the Doctor. If I had any complaint on the mission is the fact that it is supposed to be kind of like this is that nostalgia hit for the missile or for the mission, but the problem is that it's mainly for me. A lot of it is the location, which is the nostalgia hit, not so much the actual story beats. Of course, it had been so long since I have played those missions. I mean, probably more than 10 years since I had actually played the missions. So a lot of the story beats were kind of forgotten for me. So the only thing I would have had left was the locations. And just to be clear, that they completely changed the locations. One of the maps was like a beachside place. And then yeah, and the fact they basically cut together two missions into the one. It's the reason why you kind of have that Kittimer, and then you have the ice planet. But overall, I'm glad they're adding him back, even if it's not in like the original format. because there was a lot of a lot of storylines. I can't wait for the Guardian of Forever, which I'm gonna send you a little teaser at the end of the mission. I'm assuming would be in the next mission. I'm kind of hoping. So I do have this this headcanon, I guess. I don't think it's ever been actually discussed within Star Trek lore, but it's kind of a build on, or the theory I saw about the Discovery Klingons. And so the Discovery Klingons are like a religious sect, and so every time you look at them, you kind of have to look at it through the eyes of like either a conservative group of Klingons who are trying to bring themselves back to being original Klingons. It's a kind of like a story from, if you take like the augment virus, the Klingon augment virus, how it made Klingons look human. Their way of explaining the reason why the TOS Klingons looked more human. And so what the theory was on the video, which I watched a very, very long time ago, was that the Discovery Klingons are Klingons who use more genetic manipulation in order to make themselves look more Klingon, because when you look at the design of the Klingons in Discovery, they looked very familiar to the proto-Klingon that Worf turned into during TNG. So the theory was that basically they had done more genetic manipulation to try to make themselves look more Klingon. So the human Klingons did genetic manipulation to make themselves more Klingon. And so I'm hoping that with this storyline that there's either some alluding to it with the Discovery Klingons. There's a lot of other explanations that can be made about the Discovery Klingons. I mean, when people think about Klingons, they think about Quanos Klingons. But the problem is that, I mean, just going off the map here, the Klingon Empire, and this is just like a portion of this. This is in the full because I think it like goes further down this way. The Klingon Empire is multiple planets, and so there's a possibility that there was a sect of Klingons who grew up on a different portion of the Klingon Empire, who, evolved just a little bit different, maybe mixed with a race that made them look different. So, and just like the Remans and the Romulans, how the Remans look nothing like a Romulan, but they are basically, cousins with each other. I don't understand how someone could take the Remans, be okay with the Remans, and then not be okay with the Discovery Klingons. So, and that's a possibility too. But yeah, we'll have to see once the next season comes out here. I think Do I still have that old? Comes out in September. So the next episode's in September. That's a long ways away. So yeah, well, we'll just have to find out once they actually do the storyline at that point on whether or not they're gonna try to explain the difference, at least in the Star Trek Online universe, why there's Discovery Klingons look a little bit different. I technically don't think they even have. They should even have to. I don't think Star Trek should ever have to really explain that stuff, but people get so up in arms when something's changed. Okay, just double check, make sure that this registered. It did. Then, okay, let's bring the AFK screen up. And we're going to do another account. Then, all right, we'll go to this one. I do believe I'm still working on R&D on this character. Right? Yes. Though, I actually completed this one. Yay, we did it. This is my Klingon account. So I wanted to make my own fleet, which is a bad idea. Don't do it. Don't ever do it. But I wanted to make my own fleet. And I needed 5 accounts, so I made some accounts. And because I was making a couple extra accounts, I decided to theme the accounts. So this is my Klingon account. Most of these characters are, you know, like I purchased the Federation Klingon. They're just Klingons of types, except for, well, that was a Romulan I made to be a Klingon. The only one I couldn't make it into a Klingon was the TOS, because there's no alien option for TOS, so you can't just choose an alien option. But this is an account in progress. I've basically played the main Klingon and then not much beyond that. But I will be excited to get the Kuvah'Magh, though. With the last campaign from last year, I really needed a good Klingon ship for this character, and because the problem is that for the C-store, and this is, many people have mentioned this, not just me, but for the C-store, the Klingon options for good ships is pretty low, which is one of the reasons why I'm excited about the Kuvah'Magh. But the C-store options for Klingon ships is pretty bad, and especially for like the Klingon recruit, because you need to be able to have stealth, and not just any stealth, but to have like a good battle cloak or enhanced battle cloak. Apparently, I was traveling through space, but I needed something, and this would probably be a ship I'd fly anyway, and so I chose this with the last event on this character. I have some decisions to make this year's event because I really need the brain yog thought, but because last year's event I spent the campaign on this ship, I don't have the atlas for the console, and I've tried to get the console. Like I've unlocked the lockbox that you would get the console from. Like anytime I got free keys on this account, I just haven't come close to it. And the big thing is that the boxes cost EC, and I'm almost to the point where I probably, from the amount of boxes I've purchased, I probably could have just saved up the EC and just bought the console on the exchange, but so I have to decide whether or not, well, at least on this account, whether or not I want to get the Yog Thought on this account to get the superior fire at will extender, or go with a cheaper option and get the Atlas to get the console. Decisions. And I have I think the next event is campaigns. And Bordicus in the interview he did with Casual SAB kind of teased that it was the demon one, which I don't remember. Still wiki. I'm checking here. Oops. That's a bad place to put that. I know it's an event that's been played before. Just trying to remember what it actually is. I don't remember if it's an Iconian event or what. This will confuse them. Now they all should join my side. I have the beacon of Kalis. Looking here. What the heck? Why am I moving so slow? Yes, it is, so demon hunting, which was a couple campaigns ago, right? Yeah, a couple campaigns ago. Demon hunting is, Herald Spear, Gateway to Grethor, and Brotherhood of the Sword. So yeah, so he basically just mentioned that the next event was demon hunting. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but though no information on what the actual reward is going to be. The last time we had a Herald event, it was the anti-proton set. Which, I don't think was actually a really good set, but... So yeah, so once the, that event starts and I actually get through that, I should be able to choose what ship I want on this account. And then I have to truly decide either it's going to be the Atlas or the Breen Yogg-Thought. Conian. Actually, I gotta look at that again. I do. Okay. Slowly getting some Zen on this account. 500. All right. I do multiple things here when I'm doing this. I have a spreadsheet that I keep on it. So this edit. So I keep track, and then I keep track on my calendar when it's supposedly supposed to start or finish off. What the heck? Though not 100% sure what I will do with this. Actually, probably buy keys. That's what I'll probably end up doing next time there's a key sale. Because I do need like I said, I unlocked a bunch of boxes with the undiscovered boxes, but the problem is they are expensive. They're like, actually, I'm kind of curious on what they are right now. You kind of can tell what I spent my lobby on for the last event. Because I like this costume. But, yeah, kind of curious. Discovered lock. Wow, they're kind of getting a little dwindly on the exchange. Hope that's not a bad sign that like this is gonna be the last bit that I will ever get. I'm assuming that's not true. Alright, let's go ahead and switch over to the last account. Just gonna double check, make sure the event counted. It did. And then my last account. So the last account was an Epic account because Epic gives away a lot of free stuff. So I decided to collect that free stuff. Or I had been collecting the free stuff for a while. And then I was gonna make an account, and I already had free stuff on it, so I started the account. And once this comes back up, and on here, I do believe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I finished the R&D on these characters last time. So like free stuff. So like recently got the Kuvah'Magh, and I'm flying it because it's actually a frigate, and I like frigates. And this character is an alien, so it makes sense. Get that. Boy. And so yeah, flying the Kuvah'Magh. Though if I wasn't flying the Kuvah'Magh, I'd probably be flying the Noble on this account. the hell? All right. I should call. Oh, of course. That's when there's a break-in incoming. Right as I hit this. So they're gonna show up and leave at the same time. Because I'm not in combat. Oh, nope, never mind. Get him. Get him. I will say with this count with the campaign, because I did get the Atlas for the last campaign. I do think that I am going to pick the Brainiac Thought. Most of my counts I'm going to pick up the Brainiac Thought because its fire will is just really good. Apparently the Brainiac Thought's also really good too. And hopefully the Winter ship is another brain ship. And I can have a brain army. I would say the Valkyrie's shield looks really good on this. Why? I think my mouse is messing up. So I fly by holding my right and my left down when I'm flying, and if you see me fly off suddenly in a straight direction, it's because it seems like the mouse has decided that I was not pressing the right and left click together. Right, that was a gigantic beam that came from my nose. I don't have good engines yet. All right. That is the daily event on all of my accounts. So I think I am going to step away and probably go eat breakfast. So if you are watching, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. I'm assuming that one person watching on my Twitch stream is myself. If you are watching, thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. If you'd like to see more content like this, and you're on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. You'll be notified when I post or stream a video again. If you did like it, please give me a like. If you're on Twitch and you'd like to see more content like this, go and hit that follow button. I do appreciate it. But thank you again for coming and joining me, and I hope you all have a good day. Bye.